You are definitely going to want to watch this if you want to see a potato and Dora Explorer in the post-apocalyptic world. Hi, this is Shadowscape Pictures. My name is Philip Wilson, and this is like a mid-season review of The Last of Us Season 2, which is absolute trash. First off, I want to say the music score is pretty good because it's Gustavo and he's the best. Now, although there were a few issues with season 1, I do think that season was a little more faithful to the game than this season, except for that one fruity ass scene. I think, like, I don't know why they had that, but clearly there's an agenda. Right? Am I wrong? Season 2, on the other hand, of The Last of Us is pretty well trash compared to the actual game. They changed way too much, honestly. And I think if you've played The Last of Us Part 2, I think you would agree with me on that. I'm also currently going through my second playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2 on PC, and it's nowhere near the quality and good story of The Last of Us Part 2. Overall production design and costume design in the show is really good. Like, they really nailed a lot of this in this show. Whoever's the production designers and costume designers, I think they deserve a raise because that's literally the best part of this show. And that's basically it. Everything else is trash city. Killing off Joel in this season was to be expected, but for me personally, I think it's just more or less the casting choices that is such a big problem in this TV show. I knew Bella Ramsey, aka the Potato Head, wasn't too great in season 1, but I do think she was a lot better in season 1 versus season 2. I do think that was like a big miscast as well. I don't know why they would cast her as Ellie. I just didn't really see it, but maybe they felt sorry for her or something, because clearly she wasn't the best choice, but I guess to the casting director she was. Like, her face is just really distracting. I don't think they really care about the audience at all, because that is one of the biggest complaints from people is her goddamn face. I've seen a lot of movies and stuff, but once a character or actor face is just absolutely distracting, it takes me really out of the show or a movie or whatever it is. So I don't think that was a great choice. The casting director deserves to get fired for this, because that was such poor casting, honestly. Then you have Abby, played by Caitlin Dever, or whatever her name is, and she looks like Ellie. Like, what is going on at The Last of Us TV show here? Like, what are they doing? Like, what are you guys doing at HBO? Do you just screw things up purposely? Because she's more of an Ellie than she is an Abby. Abby should have been casted as some, like, very masculine girl or butchy girl. I don't know why you choose Caitlin Dever, who actually looks like Ellie. I personally think she should have been casted as Ellie. But okay, weird casting choices, guys. And Tommy's wife, Maria, I don't think she's that good of an actor, honestly. I don't even know what her name is, but I don't think she's that great. I think they just casted her as a black chick because they had to fill the DEI quota, obviously. So that's what they did. They filled the DEI quota and they got this chick in there. Because clearly in the game she was white, but they were like, nah, she's gotta be black. Then Dina, the Dora the Explorer, is completely miscast as well. She looks way too young. Like, both Bella Ramsey and this other Mexican girl, Dora the Explorer, they look so young in the show. Like, way too young. I don't know what the reason was for that, but even though they're both in their 20s, I still think they look like 15-year-old kids. I don't know why, but they look super young in this, and I just don't buy it. Whereas at least in The Last of Us Part 2, they looked a lot more older. Like, honestly, they kind of look 20, like 25-ish plus. Not 19 like they say in the game, by any means. I don't think they look 19. I think they look a lot older, honestly. And I find it funny the way Dina talks. She talks with like such confidence and such, and then she's a complete pansy after.
What do we do? I don't know. Let's go back the way we came.
So like all that confidence talk is a bunch of crap? What? Damn, I need a drink just thinking about this goddamn shitty TV show. So far, it's like the game, but really not. They changed a few things like Jackson being attacked and such, which I thought was actually pretty cool. I think that scene was pretty cool, and it was a little bit of a change from the original story. I thought that was okay, but there's some other things in here I was like, that's pretty questionable, I would say. I think Abby in the first episode telling the audience of like what Joel did essentially to her dad was just a little bit silly. I think they should have just had a little bit of more like mystery in there, but they decided not to, like the game. I don't know why they wanted to change that. They were like, let's take everything that was really good about the game and just change it. I don't know why exactly, but whoever the writers are, whoever's show running this, I don't think they even played the game that much. They probably played it a little bit and were like, I don't like that. And then they changed it. And I'm like, cool. You made it even crappier. Congrats. Then you have Joel seeing a damn therapist, and I was like, why? Why do we need to see Joel seeing a damn therapist? Like, that's not even necessary. I want to see Joel seeing a therapist? That's dumb. Do these writers need to get healed or something? Like, bro, not everyone needs to see a damn therapist. In episode 2, I think Tommy should have been there for Joel's death. I don't know why they didn't keep him in there. They completely sidelined Tommy's character completely. Whereas in the game, he was actually like a big and crucial part of where things were going in that story. But this, they're like, Tommy? Nah, we don't need him. Why? Why did you guys sideline Tommy's character? I really don't get that. I don't know why you guys changed that. I thought that was really dumb, honestly. I think Tommy was just such a wasted character in this. Like, why even have him then? He's just wasted. He's just sitting on the sideline, and that's it. For some reason in episode 3, Ellie seems to be okay with Joel's death after. Like, she seems to be happy and stuff. I was like, what? And there's such a weird tone shift as well. They don't know whether it wants to be like some CW drama or an actual like gritty TV show, like the actual game itself. I just thought that was really weird. Like, she's happy and shit.
I wouldn't worry, Gail. There's still a lot of fucked up people in this town.
Yeah.
She should be absolutely pissed off. She should just be holding all this revenge in. But yeah, the tone in this show is just like, what? It doesn't even know what it wants to be half the goddamn time. That's what I have a problem with this TV show. It doesn't know what it wants to be. And the tone is just weird in every episode. Dark and serious, and then it's like not. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys happy for? You guys should be absolutely pissed. And you guys aren't. What? This show basically is what? If you played the game. If you didn't play the game, you might be actually saying, what? As well, because it's so goddamn inconsistent.
Hey. I'm just going to bed.
But instead of actually giving us some grittiness to this, they had to incorporate some LGB 2 + 2 = 5 crap. Like, what is this, guys? Like, these are honestly just a bunch of softy soys. Like, these chicks are soys. They try to be like tough and everything. I'm like, no, you wouldn't last a day in this post-apocalyptic world on your own. There's no way. You're always gonna need a man to save you. By episode 4, they just had to add the LGB 2 + 2 = 5 crap again. Well, with all their pride crap and... Seriously, guys? Come on. Like, really? Is it necessary to add that? Because it's definitely not in the game. Like, at all. And then Ellie says they're optimists?
What's up with all the rainbows? I don't know. Maybe they're all optimists.
Are you really sure? Is it just because they told you to say that? I don't know. I just think that was really dumb. I think they just love shoving propaganda down people's throats. That's why they didn't really show any of this stuff in the trailers at all. They keep hiding the propaganda crap they want to shove down everyone's goddamn throats. That's what they want to do. You literally have to be a fruitcake to get into Hollywood, it seems. Like, if you're not non-binary or whatever crap, or use some weird-ass pronouns and stuff, apparently you don't get jobs. But apparently if you say, yeah, I'm non-binary, I use they, them, and then you're in, you get all the jobs. That's how this works? I don't know. This is just like clownery at its finest. Also, in episode 4, Bella Ramsey singing was just like... Can I please erase this from my mind? Because that was not good. Throw that in the trash. And then you have Dora the Explorer, like, so happy looking at her. Like, oh, little potato head. Oh, she's singing. Oh. I'm like, are you just acting? Because it seems like you actually are acting to think that was good. By the time they get chased by the WLF and the infected, it looked like they were just scared to shoot the goddamn guns or something. Like, what? At least have some goddamn confidence. If you're gonna be a man, at least be a man. Because that's what this is. It's basically two little 15-year-old girls that want to be men. And it ain't working. They look like the biggest pussies I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Like, what is this shit? Whereas at least in the game, they were actually badass. And I was like, damn, this is cool. But in this TV show, they're like pussies at its finest. At least try to look as badass as possible and never listen to Dina's advice.
No, that was just me. I was trying to sound like a badass. You don't need to try.
Because clearly she has the worst advice ever. I think you should just look badass. Or at least try to. Do not listen to Dina's advice, Ellie, because Dina's advice is crap. Just like this entire TV show. Absolute crap. The I'm pregnant and then the finger banging after, like, what?
I'm pregnant.
That's suddenly like a turn on for you, is just saying I'm pregnant. It's like, yeah, let's get it on. Let's start the scissoring here, guys. What? Like, that's not even in the game. But I guess they want to shove more propaganda down our goddamn throats. This TV show adaptation made me realize how good the game is, because it's such crap. Like, you need more alcohol in your drink than this, because you need to take all the drugs to watch the show, because it's that terrible. Like, it's honestly the worst. Potato Head wakes up next to Dora the Explorer, and then the Potato Head, or shall I say Buzz Lightyear,
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue!
Is like, I'm gonna be a dad.
I'm gonna be a dad. Yeah.
What? How are you gonna be a dad? Last time I checked, you didn't have cock and balls. But maybe you do have a cock and balls. What is this show? Like, it's just so dumb on so many levels. The writers had such a great, gritty, dark game, and they had to write this trash. Why? Why is this written in the TV show? You guys literally had the blueprint of the game, and you decided to write some really weird ass dialogue. What a waste of money, honestly, the show is. I don't know what the hell you guys are thinking. It blows my mind at how bad this TV show is. Like, it's honestly crazy how bad this is. Episode 5 comes along, and does it get any better? The answer is, no, it does not get any better at all. It just keeps getting more disappointing. Again, Ellie and Dina walk with such confidence and talk a lot of crap about being confident, then they get around to the infected stalkers and they act like such pussies.
What do we do? I don't know. Let's go back the way we came.
And I'm like, what? 5 minutes ago, you're talking about how you're like, oh, I'm the best, I can do this, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, oh, I'm scared. What? At least, if you're gonna die, at least die with some confidence. Like, be like, or at least some bravery. Like, this is just like pussy levels 3000.
3,000? That's crazy.
And the only reason they are pansies and such is because they're technically two little boys who are non-binary, apparently, or whatever the shit that is. Of course, Jesse's character coming in to save them made complete sense, because you always need a man to come and save the women. Because the women cannot save themselves at all. Whereas in the game, they're at least way more badass. And in this, they're absolute, like, pussy pansies at its finest. And of course, they needed Jesse to come save them, because clearly they're incompetent at surviving. And plus, Jesse doesn't even technically save Ellie in the game. He kind of does, like, after, but when they first meet up, he doesn't actually save her. So I thought that was just weird, and why they changed that all. I think they rushed way too much stuff with this episode. The hospital scene, and then she basically catches up to Nora essentially, and I'm like, already? Like already that quick? It just seemed like it was too much, and like everything just happened too quick, especially with the Seraphites as well, which I think are actually the best part of this TV show is the Seraphites, because they actually look good and everything about them is pretty well close to the games. So for me personally, the hospital scene and catching up to Nora's character, I just thought that was a bit silly. But she basically just sneaks in and she finds Nora instantly. Well, in the game you either had to fight your way there, or at least somewhat sneak there by killing a bunch of people. It just completely loses how badass Ellie is from the games, because in that scene where Ellie's about to kill Nora, it just all of a sudden Ellie's character is now more serious. Before she wasn't that much. I don't know if Bella Ramsey is like an amazing actor by any means. I don't think she's that great, but she really does not pull off Ellie's character at all, because the tone of her is just off every time. We want to do something a little more serious now. Like all of a sudden she's pissed off now? Like, is anyone seeing this but me? But that's what I see, is the tone is just off completely. But instead of actually getting an absolute badass Ellie, we got vanilla ice cream, watered down crap potato head. You might as well make a goddamn shitty potato salad at that point. From speculation from the ending of episode 5, I think they're gonna just continue Ellie's story from basically the game, so they'll have a few more flashbacks with Joel and such. And then by the end of the season, they'll kind of switch to Abby's character, and the third season will be more about Abby, which is probably a lot better because I'm honestly rooting for Abby at this point. Honestly. I'm also looking forward to Caitlin Dever absolutely smacking the crap out of Humpty Dumpty off the goddamn wall.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
I hope it happens. For some reason, I was kind of rooting for Ellie in the game pretty well the entire time. But in this, I can't wait for Abby to kick Ellie's ass in this. Honestly, I just can't wait for it because it needs to happen. So I'll be waiting for Abby to kick Humpty Dumpty off the goddamn wall. I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. This is so far my review of the crap TV show adaptation of The Last of Us, because it's absolute crap. I'm pretty well not looking forward to any of the rest of the episodes, because I don't think they're going to get any better, and it's just going to be a few flashbacks, and then they'll go back to potentially Potato Head and Dora the Explorer. That's basically what this is. Potato Head and Dora the Explorer. And it'll be Dina being like, "Swiper, no swiping!" Or some crap like that.
No swiping, you swiper!
So that's basically the review so far of The Last of Us Season 2. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't like this video, bye-bye, turn it off!